When you go to place models in an IFC floor plan, like in this case here, what we're looking at, what you'll often see is that your models, when you insert them, are too high or too low, and that's because usually the IFC models are not always set so that the floor elevation is at 0, because that's usually where you want your models to land, is on the floor. So I'm going to discuss a couple ways to work around this. So the first thing I'm going to do is just turn off perspective and switch to top-down view. Well, I shall rotate a little bit just so you can see what happens when I go to insert something like a 3D body poser. So if I rotate to the side here, if I was to place this, it's just going to be placed randomly. So the first thing you can do is just turn off your realistic mode and just use a snap to snap to the corner, and then you can click on the model and use the positioners to place it where you want. So what you'll find is sometimes here it's trying to snap to all the different entities. So when you're trying to use the positioners, you can turn off your snap mode just so it allows you to place that where where you need it to be. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. The second option is to adjust the model so it's at elevation 0. So let's say for the floor here. So the easiest way to do that is just go to the top down, window around all the entities that you want to move. Click on your move button, and when it starts dragging, a shortcut you can enter in is the @ symbol, 0, 0, and whatever distance you want to move it up in. And that just reminded me, I forgot to query what elevation we need to adjust this by. And the way to do that is you need to get a sense of what elevation the floor is at. So you can use the ID command, snap to the corner here of this floor. And what that'll do is it'll tell you what elevation the floor is at, and it's at -6.355. And so what we're going to do is we're going to adjust everything and move it up by 6.355. So now this is where you can do this, and then put in your at 6.355. So what So what this is going to do, because I put the @ symbol, it's telling it to move it up in the 0, 0, so that means move it straight up by 6.355. And when I hit enter here, and then we rotate to the side, you'll see now the origin is at 0, and if you wanted to just confirm that, you could use the ID command and just check it and see that your elevation for the floor is now at 0. So what this allows you to do now is, if we turn on perspective in realistic mode, and if we go to insert other 3D models, let's say like the household models here. So now when I go to insert a chair, it's going to insert, at the 0 elevation for because I've changed the datum. Well, I didn't change the datum, I just adjusted the room. And there you have it. So now everything inserts at 0.